When I was in high school, I used to go to the hospital a lot for numerous reasons. And during those times when I had to go to the hospital, I also had the day off school. And my grandma would take care of me and like take me to the hospital. And during those days off, like, I used to wake up early and watch TV, and I used to watch the Sci-Fi Channel. On the Sci-Fi Channel, there was anime, and the two animes were Bubblegum Crisis and Neon Genesis Evangelion. And my grandma was into anime as well. She liked Dragon Ball and Transformers and all that stuff. And so I said to her, hey, let's go watch Evangelion, see what it's like. This first time I ever seen it. And I just randomly put it on. And it was the scene where Oscar is rubbing her breast and talking to Shinji about expansion and heat. And yeah, watching that with my grandma, she didn't like it. So she went, what the heck is this? It's like, I don't know. I'm just randomly put it on. Is it one of those kind of shows? I was actually really embarrassed. It's one of those moments where you just, when your parents walk in the room and it's the ecchi part of the anime. So I was like, oh no. And I kind of was put off it. I went, okay, so it's not my kind of show. So skip a couple of years later, I'm in college now. And every weekend I would wake up early to see my friend, who would later become my girlfriend. And I would always wake up really early, and I noticed Evangelion was on the Sci-Fi Channel. I went, alright, let's watch this. Let's just give it a try. And it was, I seen the opening and I liked the intro, and I thought the intro was kind of cool. It was different and it was so J-pop and very James Bond like. It looked like a James Bond credit scene. That's what it looked like, a James Bond opening. That's what I thought it was, but anime version. And then I seen it and I went, okay, it's got robots in it. It's got action in it. And I like robots. I like that stuff. Let's go watch it. And it was the episode I watched. The first episode I fully watched was the day Tokyo 3 stood still, and it was put on the day the Earth stood still. That episode was so good. It introduced Raya and Ami, the quiet yet albino, weird, takes orders girl. Yeah, Shinji, the whiny, pubescent, I don't know, wussy kid who wasn't really manly and still had daddy issues. And you had Oscar, the fiery, red-headed, bossy girl. And these three characters, these three teenagers, are the pilots, are the actual ones who go into the robots and fight these monsters, these alien-like monsters, which are called angels, codename angels. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. They go on these robots called Avas, fight these monsters called angels. I can get behind this. I think this is a great episode. I'm into it. And it's like the whole premise of the episode is the power's out and there's no power whatsoever. And one of the angel monsters attacks, the angels attacks the city. But because there's no powers, they can't activate the machine or anything like that. So they're in a real pickle. And you get to not only see the three main characters, you also get to see the side characters as well, the Dex jockeys, and how they work and how they act. And you get to see the commander, which is Misato. I'm like, well, the commander of operations is a lady, and she's a kick-ass fiery woman. And I just think that's amazing. And also you got the tech wizard Risco Akagi, who does the monitors and stuff like that. And I was just thought, this is a really good thing. And then the real head commander called idiot guy. Well, he's not an idiot. He's a douchey dad. He's the dad of Gendo. Gendo is the dad of Shinji Ikari, and it's just it's not a good relationship. You can tell there's something. He values his work more than his son. And with the day Tokyo 3 stood still, it's such a, I can't remember what it's called now, Tokyo 2, I can't remember. It's like, it was such a good episode to get into it. And even though it's not the first episode and that episode, it is just so good to get into, and just like for a starter. And I was just like, wow, this is my gateway episode, and I loved it. I thought, okay, I can get into this. And from then on, I just instantly became a fan. It was the high school drama, the mellow soap opera drama to it. Characters had relationships, young adolescent teenagers, hormonal. They had lots of pressure and lots of crazy stuff going on there. The adults had issues, like real issues, and then it becomes really realistic to the point that these kids are fighting to the death in these robots, and they don't have therapy. They literally don't have any therapy or anything. They become PTSD and like literally break down, and some of them even like legit have mental breakdowns and just go crazy. It's amazing. And all the way through, you have like this really stoic Raya Inami, and she really attracted me as a character. She's very iconic. Oh, the blue hair and the red eyes. You didn't get any anime character like that ever. It's only after her do we get like Rem from that other show. And you always got all these stuff like that. And it's a good, I can't tell you how good it is, or I can't tell you how good it is. It's one of them, you have to experience it yourself. But it tackled real good themes. The action was good, the way the fight scenes were done, the way they were handled. There were some bad episodes, but the bad episodes were still enjoyable. It was so different from any anime, and I loved it. Like most anime has like a really heroic guy who's hot-headed, or who's like, yeah, I will defeat them all and all that. But this Shinji was just a little boy, and he was so fragile and so helpless. He needed a mother figure. He needed a father figure. And all these years, like everyone complained, like even my friend who watched it said he hated Shinji. He thought he was a wuss. But then you realise, wait a minute. Of all the things he's going through, this isn't right. A teenage boy shouldn't be fighting to the death, fighting monsters, having no therapy, having no guardian or actual parent or someone to look up to. The only guardian he has to look up to is Misato. And Misato, even though she's a great character, she also has flaws. She's a drunkard. She gets drunk easily. She's sloppy. She doesn't tidy up. She's a mess. She has relationship issues. It's really, that's what makes Evangelion great, is that every character has flaws. And even Rei Inami has flaws, and I always kept thinking something different about this girl. And I won't spoil it for you, but there was something really shocking, and I loved the twist. I thought it was amazing. I loved the revelations. When Karu finally goes into it, and we finally see Karu as a character, straight away everyone knew what was going to happen, but I was captivated. I was captivated by this character and the relationship he had, and I was like, this is really groundbreaking. And the reason why Hideaki Anno, the guy who made this, what makes it so groundbreaking is that they really had their backs against the wall. They ran through the budget. They really had to think of ideas. And the reason why it's one of my favorite animes ever is the ending, is the last 2 episodes, because it's the only anime where it just ends abruptly and says, you know what, time out, and the last 2 episodes, this may be a bit of a spoiler, but the last 2 episodes are a hot seat session where you see a character sit on a chair and be interviewed by all the other characters of the show, and they talk about their problems, they talk about their issues, they talk about why they go into the Ava, why they use the robots, why they fight, what's their problems, what they desire, and each character goes through that. And then we finally go into Shinji, and we look at Shinji's mind and how he works, and it was amazing. I don't care what people say, that was groundbreaking, that was new. I never seen an ending like that. I admit, I was sad. I wanted a more climactic, action-packed ending. And yeah, we actually got that when End of Ava, the theatrical movie version, came out, and we got the ending. And that wasn't what we expected it to be. It was a really, really downer ending, and it was like, oh my god, it's like that is some traumatic, crazy ending right now. And even then, it goes to trolling territory by Hideaki Anno.